So today I'm going to discuss and show some support documents with some real world examples. So let me send that to the Sonal. Okay, so some of the examples which I'm going to show pertaining to real world. How do we do what we do and how those different things are being done. That is what I'm going to talk. So the first and foremost, I'm going to discuss about workshop schedule. So when we talk about business blueprinting, in the business blueprinting, as we discussed before, we do various workshops, and these workshops are the formal meetings. These workshops are the basis to collect the business requirements, and we gather those business requirements on the basis of or using these workshops. So these are some of the workshops which we can see. So like this is an actual schedule which you're looking at right now, which we did in 2010. So we do kickoff, then we're gonna do workshop on Tuesday on customer master for 8 hours. We're gonna do sales order processing for 2 days. We're gonna do ATP allocation another day. We can do pricing for next 2 days. So then next 2 weeks nothing gonna happen. There's no workshop in those periods. There's some other workshop. So this whole schedule is being defined, and all this schedule is described and being defined up front, that how many workshops we need, etc., with a lot of planning. And there's a lot of discussion which happens to how many workshops, which date, and what are the duration and all that. So that is, with the first and foremost, we describe and that is very important for the purpose of doing business blueprinting. this also have different topics which we will cover. So what we're going to discuss and what is the agenda of each of the workshops. So that is a example of a schedule. The second one is example of questions. These are the actual questions which we prepared for a certain example, certain topics. So these are the some example of various process, sales order processing, sales processing, and these are the actual questions and their answers. Before we do the workshops, we normally send these questions to the business people. They can look at these questions, they can fill those questions, they can send those questions after getting filled. These are all various questions. This is an actual example of various questions. So this is an example of a questionnaires which we can use to carry out our business blueprinting and business blueprinting workshops. So that is the example of that. I want to show you, we call it something workshop execution document. So when you are in workshop, normally you would have a PowerPoint presentation. That PowerPoint presentation basically will assist in executing whole end-to-end workshop. This is an example of that workshop. This is an example So let me show you this presentation which we created. This workshop we did in September 12, 2007. This was the actual workshop which was done on that day. We do that. Okay. Now, in the beginning of this presentation, when we are doing this workshop, we basically describe that what is this workshop is about, what are we going to achieve, what is the purpose, what is the usage, and we have all that information. We want to double our working capital, 20% return, a platform to support 10 billion company. So this is the workshop. We tell them this is the workshop is scheduled. Today we are doing a standard order. This is our schedule total. This is what we're going to do in the future. These are various workshops. We tell them this is our agenda, that Wednesday and Thursday, 2 days we're going to do this workshop. Wednesday morning we're going to talk about transformation. Wednesday afternoon we're going to talk about the process flows and functionality. We're going to talk about question and answer and data gathering. We're going to talk about in the afternoon of Thursday. The question, answer and data gathering will continue. Objectives. These are the objectives of this workshop. We're going to discuss the future vision. We're going to discuss and make various decisions. That is what we're going to do. How are we going to transform the business? Give me a second, guys. Hello, Patik? Huh? Huh? MM0 पहले तो MM01 ट्रांजैक्शन कोड में जाने का डाल दो, उसे हिट एंटर करो, व्यू आएगा तो उसमें सेलेक्ट करो कौन से व्यूज को एक्सटेंड कर, वो डिपेंड करता है कि कौन से व्यूज हमको चाहिए. तो फिर उसमें पूछ लो ना कि पूछना पड़ेगा कौन से व्यू चाहिए, और उसमें जाके चेक कर लो कि कौन कौन से व्यूज ऑलरेडी क्रिएटेड हैं. नहीं, वो तो MM02 में जाके चेक कर सकते हो ना भाई. हाँ, तो वो व्यू सेलेक्ट करो, वो उसमें बता देगा. वो व्यू सेलेक्ट होगा तो सेलेक्ट करने देगा, नहीं होगा तो नहीं करने देगा. हाँ, करो उसको. हाँ, वो भी ड्रॉप डाउन से वो ड्रॉप डाउन पे सेलेक्ट करो ना. वो बताएगा कौन से व्यू कौन से सेल्स ऑर्गेनाइजेशन के लिए क्रिएट हुआ है. वो भी XD0. अगर है नहीं तो नहीं कर सकते. यू नीड इट, राइट, यू नीड इट फर्स्ट. नहीं, वो तो आप वो ठीक है, वो तो कोई बात नहीं, ऐसा चलता है यहाँ पे. दैट इज द पार्ट ऑफ द प्रोसेस. बट फर्स्ट वी नीड टू नो व्हाट वी नीड टू डू इन SAP. दैट इज इम्पोर्टेंट. मैं भी सुनो, मैं क्लास में हूं अभी. तो मैं 11 बजे मेरा खत्म हो जाएगा क्लास. तो 11 बजे मेरे को कॉल कर लेना अगर चाहो तो हम डिटेल में, या 11:30 बजे कर लेना, तो अपन डिटेल में डिस्कस कर सकते हैं. ओके, नो प्रॉब्लम. हाँ, बाय. हेलो, आई एम बैक गाइस, वन ऑफ योर गाइस. ओके, सो कमिंग बैक टू द विजन, code to cash, that what we are trying to achieve in terms of business transformation. We have a customer, we want to implement Asker, we want to implement shared service. I want IVR, I want web portal, we want Salesforce. Guys, mute yourself please. Product group, credit agency. So when business people come, they understand what this organization is trying to do, what is the objective and vision of this organization is. How are we going to reach? In the phase 1, this is what we're going to do. In phase 2, this is what we're going to do. In the phase 3, this is what we're going to do. This document and everything is being submitted. What is our vision? What is our guiding principle? What do we want to achieve? In the beginning we talked about what is our goal, what is our ROI, how are we going to make our organization better. So 99% fill rate, less than 3 days sales order entry to cycle time, 100% billing accuracy, perfect order index. This is what we want to achieve. We want to do. That is our goal. This is our key performance indicator. How we want to make our business better. What will make our business better? How much is electronics line? Means we want to do our order electronically. We want to do a no touch order, means our order should be perfect. If it comes, nobody touches it. These are various key performance indicators. This is only for one process. Key performance indicators. How are we going to evaluate our processes? How are we going to measure how this process is going to work? What is our future state vision? This is process decomposition. During the workshop, because this is SAP implementations, we also give them an overview of SAP as well. We give them an overview of SAP too. That what we want to achieve in SAP. Giving a different definition, what is partner function, what is sales unit, shipping conditions. This we tell them this is the sales order processing. You do inquiry, you do quotation, you do order processing, you do delivery, you do invoice. So they can understand before they can have a dialogue. Because if they do not understand SAP and how SAP works and how the SAP flow works, they cannot answer, they cannot help, they cannot guide, they cannot communicate. So their understanding of SAP ecosystem is very important, is required, is needed. How the sales area going to work? This is the whole design. We present it to them. We talk to them what is the standard sales order processing. How the standard sales order processing works. This is SD. How ADP check works. Document flow. How the standard order look like in SAP. This is how it look like in SAP. This is how it look like. Then we also ARIS, make a note of that ARIS, ARIS, ARIS. ARIS is a technology which basically can be used for creating a process flow diagrams. Not that very commonly used though. But in some time in SAP environment it could be used, but not that very common. There is something called Microsoft Visio. Microsoft Visio is very commonly used. Microsoft Visio. Make a note of that. Microsoft Visio. Your homework assignment is to download Microsoft Visio. It's for free, 3 months. You can download. And you can utilize for your day-to-day function. So your homework assignment is to download video. Let me show you some process flow diagrams. This is an actual process flow diagram created in Visio. This is called swim lane diagram. This is called swim lane diagram. So process flow diagram, and is also called swim lane diagram. Process flow diagram or swim lane diagram. This is swim lane diagram, actual diagram. This is for a standard sales order process. Why is called swim lane diagram? Because there is a swim lanes, nodes, customer, office entry, SAP, start of the process, customer initial process, receive purchase order, what all these various steps we do. Process starts, process ends. Process start, process ends. You guys have to create a process flow diagram. Homework assignment. Download Visio, is free. Create a process flow diagram or swim lane diagram. and send to me. Next 3 days. Sunday 5 p.m. EST, last submission time. Yep. So similar diagram. And there is example of this streamline diagram which I send the material to you guys. So you have that example, and take the same example and create the same process flow. It's just a practice that how a process flow diagram can be created. That's it. After that, I want to show you an example of a filled questions and their answers. It's an actual document. It's a real example. So these are the questions, their answers, questions, their answers. Filled one. Questions and their answers. Now if we see here, all of them, this also talk about what the benefit means. If this company going to use this SAP, then what are the benefits they're going to get? What are the improvement they're going to get? Now this section 8 is about functional deficit, means the gaps. What business requirements are there which cannot be done in a standard SAP? That is the gap. That is the gap. These are the various gaps. We need custom report, that is a gap. There is some output, is a gap. There is an interface, that is a gap. In the last there is a design. How it is going to be designed, how the application would be designed from SAP perspective. What all we need to configure in SAP to make these business requirement work. So these are the various configuration elements. Authorization and roles. So what different kind of authorizations we can do. So these are some of the role, and this role can do this. We have this role who can do this. We have this role who can do this. This is an example of a business blueprint document. Now this is one template. There could be hundreds of different templates. But all business blueprint templates talks about what is my current requirement, what I want to do it in future, and what is my design. It answers these three questions. What I'm doing now, what I want to do tomorrow, and what is my design, how I want to do it. That is what every business requirement document is consist of, irrespective of the templates. I want to show one example of FSD. FSD means a functional specification document. So we talked about there are some gaps. And if we have a gap, then how those gaps can be met? How those gaps we can meet? So for those gaps we have to do custom programming. Before we do the custom programming, we have to write a functional specification document, or called FSD. This is an actual example of FSD: overweight and over volume sales order and delivery block. If you go back to that business blueprint document, which we have did, and let me go back to that gap section. In the gap section, these are some of the gaps. And there was a gap related to overweight and over volume. Over truckload. We capture only 1.5 line. This is the whole design document for that 1.5 line. It is very document which is very much tracked. Who gonna do what, and their names and their authorities and responsibility, blah blah blah. This is a business requirement. Business requirement is to apply a delivery block if a sales order is over maximum weight or volume. Display information message. So if we have an order, and if that order is over the maximum weight, then more than a truckload, then we want a message in the order. That is a business requirement. How are we going to do it? This is the design from SAP perspective. This design as a SAP consultant you are supposed to write. And then programmer will do the programming on the basis of this design. We're going to create a custom table. It will have this field. We're going to use user exit. This is how this whole logic will work. You have that example. This is FSD document, functional specification design document. Another one which I want to show you is an example of test script. How are we going to test it? This is an example of an actual test script. This is an standard sales order process. This is the data we're going to take. These are the various steps in this scenario. Step number 1. This is the transaction code VA01. This role will do. These are the input with this order type, this sales area, this customer, this material. This is the expected result. This is the actual result. This team did it. This tester did it. This was the test. Did it pass or did it fail? In this whole scenario, we have all these different steps. There are total of 25 steps end to end. And when all these 25 steps are being executed, pass, one test scenario is approved. This is an example of actual test script. This is test script. In this test script, we have all these different test steps, and this is an actual test script. There are a lot of other testing tools also available in the market. This is a test script in Excel sheet, which you can refer. This is the actual script. The last one which I want to show you in some of the common example is a training document. This is the actual training document. This is called Business Process Procedure or BPP. This is an example of creating a purchase order with RFQ reference. How are we going to trigger? What is purchase order? What are the different fields? What are the different field values? Tips and tricks. These are the menu path, transaction code ME21N. Each of the fields. This field is required, this field is optional, this field is required, this field is required. We need purchase order date is required field, vendor number is required field. Purchasing document number, it is optional, system generate automatically. Each of the field. This is an actual training document. In the last, when document is done, then you will get a message the purchase order has been saved. This is the purchase order number. So this is the actual training document. There could be many examples of documents, but these are some of the important documents which we can have. I'm also submitting one project. So I'm sending one document. This is proposal for online community website. So we have a project, and in that project we are going to create creating a online community website. It describes entire scope, client brief. So go through this. Okay. This is the project which you have, and you are a business analyst, and you are supposed to get this project implemented. That is your task. In this project, your homework assignment is to create blueprint planning document. How are you going to create a blueprint? Create list of questions, for business blueprint. Create example test script. Create example training document. Okay. All that you have to do, and the date to submit this is next Thursday by 5 p.m. EST. That is cut off. So when I say next Thursday, that basically means February 25th. Feb 25th, 2016. So that is your project. Okay, so I have nothing to else for this is what for today, and I will talk to you tomorrow, and then tomorrow we will have a last class for business analyst. Okay, thanks guys.